Tēnā koutou katoa. Today I'm talking about sustainability. Not business sustainability, not environmental sustainability, but sustainability of the most important resource we have as individuals, our own energy, ourselves. So often we overlook this, and I think that self-care has become an overused term. And of course, when I talk about sustainability, that's what I'm talking about, but not in an Instagrammy spa kind of way. I'm talking about this from an executive stamina resilience perspective. The stuff that fuels us to keep going, the stuff that allows us to be at our best. And I think the problem with this is that for too long we've seen this as a luxury item. It's a nice to have, it's a bit of a treat. So it's the bottom of the list, it's the stuff that we do when we get around to it, when we get time, when we've done all the other important stuff on our to-do list. And for me, the narrative completely flipped on this after my own burnout. And it is not a luxury nice to have item that's on the bottom of my list as a reward. It's the foundation that's at the top of my list, because without it I can't do any of the other things on the list to the best of my ability. So this self-care, resilience, sustainability, whatever you call it, is the stuff that allows us to do everything else. It's the foundation from which we build. And we need to flip the narrative on this to prioritize it. Because if we continue to believe this is a luxury, an indulgence, a nice to have, that we're a little bit selfish or we feel a bit guilty for indulging in time out for ourselves, then of course we'll never make time for it. And yet if we see this as a key to peak performance, which it is, if we see this as key in helping to get all the other important stuff done, if we see this as something that benefits everybody else around us, not just ourselves, it moves up the priority list. It becomes just as important as all the other things on our to-do list, which of course it is. Because if you've burned out, you know you can't do anything else on your to-do list unless you've done yourself first. It isn't part of our job descriptions, but I think it should be, because it enables us to do everything else that is on our job descriptions. And when we start to take this stuff seriously, we start to realize that we've got more energy, that we can perform at our peak more often, that we're more effective and productive, not to mention healthier and happier at the same time. So change the perspective on your self-care, on your sustainability. It's not a luxury item, it's not a nice to have, it should not be at the bottom of your list. It's essential for you to be at your best. It's essential for you to remain energized and perform at your peak. Therefore, it's the top of the list. It's just as important as everything else that's on the list. In fact, it's what helps us power the list.